What happened to the here in my garage? Remember that guy?
Oh, dude, you know what's wild about that guy? Or did you notice that Radio Shack has did you see the Radio Shack tweets? No?
No, no.
Yo, chat. If you know what I'm talking about, put a one into the chat where Radio Shack was going savage on some people. Well, apparently
What?
dude, yeah, they were like going hard, bro. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Why? Radio Shack.
yeah. So
That's
apparently
bizarre.
that guy Tai Lopez, who was the In My Garage guy, he
Mm.
bought Radio Shack. So now he like went around and bought all these brands that were dying.
What?
Yeah, so he owns Radio Shack now, and Radio Shack. I don't think they have any more physical locations. But
Why would
yeah,
he do that then?
because he thinks he can rehabilitate brands, and so his attempt to do that was to have them do like really dirty jokes and like troll people on Twitter, and it worked. I mean, they got some clout and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't tell, and this is honest to goodness, not fooling around. I actually can't tell if Tai Lopez is genuinely one of the dumbest human beings on the planet or if he's literally one of the most intelligent human beings on the planet, because he very well could be either, in my opinion. I've heard him say some stuff where I'm like, damn, that's like quite insightful. And then I've heard other things that he says, and I'm just like, bro, what?
Well, I used to know someone who knew him.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Knowledge, bro. Did you know that video that he made, that knowledge, I'm just here in my garage video, is one of the most viewed videos in the history of YouTube?
Well, it's because he put ads on it. It's not like
Well,
it's
yeah,
organically viewed. There's
no,
organically viewed videos, and then there's paid for videos.
I agree with you, but there are also the ability to pay for other videos to get watched, and it does way better than a lot of those other videos. It was an ad that also became a meme, so it was shared beyond, like, it kind of got earned media on top of paid media. So it's literally one of the most, like, it's one of the most brilliant pieces of marketing probably ever. Because I mean, we all know
It's
about it.
not. Because today how memes are made is you got to see it enough, and it's got to be cringy. It's really all it
Yes.
is. If
Yeah,
you
he
if
probably got lucky in that regard, because he was probably taking himself seriously, and it did
he
become a
was.
meme because people were clowning on him.
He
But
was.
ultimately, either way, I still think that's probably successful, right? I mean, get it sure. Everybody knows that guy, bro.
Yeah, I mean it works, right? So
Yeah.
his point was to get his product out there to as many
Mm-hmm.
faces as he could, and he did.
Yeah. And from what I understand, he's doing quite well. But I mean, you never really know with these Instagram guys. You know what I mean? Like, even Dan Bilzerian, like, how well is that guy actually doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't know. We just know the stories.
Better than us.
Yeah, probably. But like, even his story about making all that money in poker, like, have you ever seen the
Definitely.
videos of people that like break that down and are basically like, this dude's completely full of shit?
Whatever, bro. People are just.
Has his buddy Plates and Dates ever done any videos on that? Because they used to do a podcast together, didn't they?
They did an interview.
I thought they had a show together. No.
No, they did a couple interviews. That's it. They did one interview.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I like that More Plates, More Dates guy. Like, that dude's
Yeah, I like
real.
Derek.
He's real as fuck, and he's like
Yeah.
really down to earth. So he'll tell
Yeah.
it how it is. So like, I would just love to get like his take on Bilzerian, because he seems like a fraud to me.
Why?
Oh, because I've seen videos that kind of break down that he's a fraud.
But imagine someone taking the time to gather research with the premise on, like, the whole goal is to basically just say someone's a fraud. Like,
Yeah, no, for
if
sure.
that's the angle you're going on, I mean, like,
Yep. No, you're right. Look, a lot of that stuff is kind of like I don't really mess with that energy
I
a
don't know the
lot.
guy.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about the guy. Like, guy's living his
Yeah.
life, and that's great, good for him. But I'm not going to say he's a fraud just because he's 10 times more successful than I am. Like, he's doing great, and I aspire to be successful like that one day.
I mean, I
But
aspire to be successful, but I don't aspire to be Dan Bilzerian. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be that guy.
no, I'm not
But
trying to be that guy, obviously.
that's
But
my that's my path, though. You know what I mean? Like, if that's I don't know. Dan's kind of an interesting one too, because sometimes, like, I've seen him do interviews and stuff, and you're like, nah, man, he seems like really genuine. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like he's being honest, and he'd be a hard dude to read. But his story is just ridiculous and outlandish. Um, and we live in this like weird age, man, where it's like it's almost like the Tai Lopez thing, where it's like maybe Bilzerian is a genius and he just created this persona and did all this stuff to create this brand with all this story, and he's just kind of like riding that out. I don't really know. Um, so
I think those things just kind of happen on their own. Like you post something and it just kind of snowballs, and you just keep going. And people will always have their own idea about you, and all you can do is just post whatever you want, and what all those posts are and what they mean and what they're intended to mean. But people will always spin it a certain way and have an idea about you. And I don't think that's is that the real him, people's perception of him? Or if you actually talk to him face to face, you'll probably get a much different answer, I bet.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
fine.
I don't know.
It's fine. Like, I'll probably never meet the guy ever. But yeah, like, my base level opinion of him is like it's probably not legit. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem. It seems like a brand. It seems like a calculated move to me. But I
To
feel
me,
the same
it's
way about like
irrelevant.
Gary V. You know what I mean? Like, I feel the same way. Like, I feel
I
like
don't like
it's
Gary Vee.
yeah, I used to
No.
like him way more. I think that it's to a lot of these people, like, it's a brand, and who they are becomes a brand, and then it's like they have to just feed into that. You know what I mean? And just keep doing that, and it just kind of lacks authenticity for me. But
I don't know. If being on the internet has taught me one thing, it's that people will have the craziest of opinions about you, and that's really made me kind of realize that, like, the opinions I may have had of people that I would see on the internet, I can't have those opinions because, frankly, I don't know. I mean, I've seen and read the most outlandish stuff about me,
right.
and no one knows me better than me.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to go off on a limb and say, like, oh, like, my perception of this person because of his posts, this is really who he is, it's like, no, I don't know. That's my perception of where my mind goes when I see those photos or those posts or whatever. I mean, you can have a general idea about somebody, but to know for sure, I mean, I've kind of stopped thinking that way just because of shit that's happened to me
Yeah, that's
over
fair.
the
I think
years.
that's fair. Yeah, man, that's totally fair to have that perspective. Who knows for sure? Only the Oracle.
Only the Keymaster.
Only the Keymaster.
Only Morpheus.
Yeah. Did you see the new Thor? I saw some sets that look like the Jedi Temple. The story was good, and the director was thumbs up. He should do Kenobi because that's depressing feeling in the new Thor 3 episode. Stewie, I'm sorry, bro. I barely understood what you said, and I don't agree.
Here's another one. See, exactly what we were talking about. Theory has sort of a victim complex and thinks every other person with an audience online is being persecuted as well. It's like, okay, whatever you think, whatever floats your boat, man. Like, if you think whatever you want about me, at this point, I've heard it all, bro. And I'm not here to correct your thoughts about me. I just want to talk about Star Wars. So whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I am with you on the ideas that, like, when you watch like videos, like if you were to watch a video that's like talking about Dan being a fraud, you do have to understand that that video is basically propaganda, and it's trying to get you to think and feel a certain way. So, like,
Yeah.
you do have to ultimately like make up your own mind about it. And at the end of the day, who fucking knows? Like, it's just a guess, right?
Yeah.
So like I do get you on that, because I'll find myself sometimes watching a video and getting like super fired up about it and being like, oh my God, and then like I'll think about it a couple of days later
Me
and be
too.
like, dude, who knows? Shit, like that could be, you know what I mean?
We're emotional
just,
beings, and that's
exactly.
I've been guilty of that too. I'll see a video that's really well made, and I'd be like, oh my God, this is actually happening. Like, what?
Mhm.
And then I like sit on it and like, wait, man, Is it? Or was like the music in the video just really getting me like fired up? Like,
Exactly. It's fucking propaganda, dude. Like it really is.
yeah, people know what they're doing, man. You know,
Yeah,
that's
100%.
how you rally people. And I think today a real problem is there are so many followers out there that follow blindly.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
before social media, like in the 80s and the 90s, before the internet, um, kids would have, like, where would they learn their values? You know, from their parents, and their parents would learn it from their parents, and perhaps friends and their own life experiences. Maybe you read like a magazine, you know, or you read a book, or you read a biography or something about somebody. But
Even
now,
that is a little bit of propaganda though, because like I see
absolutely,
where you're going with it, but I would say even then people have a weird way of like just co-opting others' opinions as their own,
yeah,
and then that makes them feel good and confident about it, but there's not actually like an original thought there, you
yeah,
know?
and you know, whereas now, like every child is basically learning how to be a person by the things, the trends that they see on TikTok and what garners the most attention and the most likes. And I think it's you know, parents got to step up now more than ever to kind of maybe instill some actual values into their child,
Mhm.
that aren't predicated on likes and trends and attention, and you know, the
Mhm.
release of dopamine in that sense.
Yeah.
But alas, here we are.
Yeah, here we are for sure. And it also kind of feels like I really do think we'll probably look back at this maybe in like 10, 20 years and just think of how crazy this particular time period was. Because I think that, I mean, things are crazy in the world, but also like this social media thing is just amplifying the mental health problems of like the entire world, you know? And we just definitely didn't evolve for this shit, and we're not equipped for it for the most part. You know what I mean? So it's a wild time, man. You know, it really is like this whole experiment that we're doing together that none of us signed up for, and we're all lab rats in. Really, you know, it's kind of wild.
I think we just need to be aware. You know, that's all. We just need to be aware of, not everything we see on the internet is real, is legit, is the way it
Hmm.
is. You know, it's all just coming from people like us that have their own ideologies about life and their own agendas, right?
Yeah,
So
true. And then people sending in wiener pictures too. So you know,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
it's a mixed bag.
yeah. But hey, I got a new you know, career out of it. So
Whole new branch.
theory's dog, rain theory,
Nice.
nice,
Little
dude.
cutie.
Yeah, I
A little
miss my little
cutie.
baby.